Is anybody from the Epping, Fremont area? Or Epping, in Epping and Fremont? Oh, good. We have a few people here. Jason Antosz is running in Fremont and Epping, and here he is.
Thank you for having me here today. This is actually my first time speaking in public. I started my candidacy back in May of 2009, got the word out, and I've had a lot of grassroots support from a lot of grassroots groups. I'm also a Tea Party member and do a lot of tea parties throughout the state. I'm a conservative Republican, grew up in Epping, New Hampshire. Been a resident in Epping, New Hampshire for 12 years. Grew up in Newburyport, Massachusetts, so I'm kind of a transplant, but a good transplant. I'm a strong advocate for the Second Amendment. Low taxes, less government. Government's just been putting their hands in too many things within the last year and a half. And that's pretty much what motivated me to run. I'm a former firefighter, volunteer firefighter for Epping, also a member of the Knights of Columbus for St. Joseph's in Epping also. Been with them for about 7 years. What all started me considering running for office was actually an injury that happened to me back in January 2008. Worked for the FedEx Corporation for 6 years, and as a volunteer firefighter, there's a lot of hazards that are involved with it. Got home from work one night, the call went out, responded, ended up getting transported to the hospital soon after with a dislocated kneecap and a chip to the femur. So at that point, I was pretty much not with FedEx, had to leave the fire department. So I was thinking to myself back in April of last year, what can I do to serve the community? I've always served the community growing up, whether it was with the hospital, as a volunteer. I was also volunteered down in Massachusetts for many years as an emergency management member. So essentially what happened was I got talked into joining Facebook. And I've been addicted since. I don't know if many of you are on Facebook, but that's pretty much been keeping me somewhat sane within the last year and a half. Talking with everybody throughout the state, and one of them offered me an opportunity to run for state rep. He just happened to be, his name was Kevin McHugh. He happened to be the founder of the New Hampshire Republican Coalition. And he kind of guided me a little bit, what I needed to do, where I needed to start, and who I needed to talk to. And that all started back in May. It's been about a year now, and so far the support is definitely there throughout the state. A lot of the events that I've been attending have been up in Manchester, because I've been working with Frank Ginta, also on his campaign, and I'm part of the leadership group also with Frank. I've come to realize that I think all of it happened for a reason. You know, things happen in life. You know, I had a great job, and I was a really, really committed, dedicated volunteer firefighter. I loved it, and still having some trouble now, not doing it anymore. But never thought I'd see myself getting into politics. I've always listened to Rush Limbaugh and Hannity, and even Glenn when he's still on the radio now, but he's more on the TV more than ever. But my wife, when I told her that I was going to run for state rep, I kind of got a funny look on her face, like, are you crazy? And I said, well, I mean, to me, you know, I'm being handed this by some unknown entity out there, could be God as well, but so I took it. I took the reins, and so far it's gone really good. I also came to find out that the party that I've been supporting for so many years, the Republican Party, that it wasn't perfect. And within the last, I'd say 4 years, the parties tended to go a little more to the left, which really frustrated me. I was a supporter of Bush the first 4 years, but the last 4 years I was really unsure of what he was doing. Voted for John McCain back in '08. We really didn't have too many choices on that matter, but I did help Rudy Giuliani for a brief time over in Newcastle during his candidacy, August in '07. So this is pretty much my first time getting into the fire, I guess you could say. I'm in the lion's den right now with politics, getting involved with a lot of the senators that are running.